So today I want to talk about the relationship between our mind, our emotions, and our physical body. And how when something isn't processed emotionally, it can eventually show up physically. Our body is not betraying us when it's in pain or illness appears. It's often communicating with us that it's just asking for our attention, our care, and our listening. Most experiences in our lifetime start in the mental body, what we make something mean. A child thinks, oh, it must be my fault. An adult thinks, I'm not safe. Or, I'm not supported. And these meanings, these thoughts can become beliefs. A thought that you've thought many times is what makes a belief. And the belief creates an emotional response. And emotion is energy in motion. And that emotional response can be fear, grief, anger, shame. And if we allow ourselves to fully feel it, it can then move through us. But if we push it down, suppress it, numb out, avoid it, or judge it, it has nowhere to go, so it gets stored in the body. So when emotions are not processed through, when the energy is not allowed to move through you, they don't disappear. They find themselves stored in various parts of the body. And it can show up as tension, physical pain, inflammation, chronic illness, fatigue. And the body's the final place where that energy is expressed. And we can see those triggers, those kind of physical sensations, as an opportunity to start to listen. And the body might speak gently, but sometimes it can be quite loud and quite difficult to ignore. So I want to be clear here that it's not about blame, it's just about being curious. And in the work that I do, I often use a book that's called Healer Wisdom, and it's a collection of beliefs that are associated with different physical conditions. And there's all sorts of conditions in there, but there is a theory that different parts of the body often hold on to different emotional stories. So just very simply, for instance, the shoulders and the upper back might be feeling overburdened or unsupported. And the lower back is safety, survival, lack, I don't have enough. Hips can be stored emotion about fear of moving forward in life. And I know I've had this in my own life quite predominantly. Bladder issues could be anger, resentment. Lungs, often grief, sadness. Anything with the immune system, the baseline emotion there is generally fear, or when the system has felt overwhelmed. Neck, throat issues could be unspoken truths. And I've worked with many people over the years, somebody who once had a persistent cough and had it looked at by lots of different specialists, etc., and they couldn't find anything specifically wrong, but it actually coincided with deep grief and not knowing what to do with the energy of grief. But when it was allowed to be fully felt, the body was allowed to soften. So the message was taken there. But we're often very disconnected from our body, and often we can be in a space of judgment of the body. And you can look up online, so if you've got a specific pain somewhere or you've got a specific condition, you can look up what are the emotional associations with that condition or the beliefs associated with it, and that can be sometimes a pointer to help you. And it's not to replace medical care, obviously, trust your intuition with that. And it doesn't mean that someone caused the illness. It just simply means that the body and the emotional world are deeply connected at a cellular level and an energetic level. And with things like cancer and things like that, the body is constantly creating and correcting cells. And when the system is supported emotionally, physically, energetically, it has the most incredible capacity for balance. And we often live in tension with our bodies. As I mentioned before, judging it, it could look better, it could feel better, it could work better, it's always letting me down. Instead of living with the body, nurturing and supporting it and being grateful for it and working as a team, we can often live against it. So what if the body is not the enemy, but the ally? And what if the symptoms are not punishment, but guidance? We could gently move from control to listening, to reverence, to cooperation. So just for a moment, if you feel called to, place a hand on your heart or your belly and just gently ask your body, what would you like me to know? How can I support you better? What are you trying to show me? No fixing, no judging, just listening. Just be open to that communication channel being there. This amazing body of yours has carried you through your lifetime. It's walked probably thousands of miles. It's able to dance, laugh, and do many things. And it carries our life story. And when we bring our attention to it with love instead of resistance, curiosity instead of fear, the body can begin to soften, begin to trust again, begin to feel safe, and subsequently begin to heal. And it's not about perfection. It's about a beautiful symbiotic relationship. This body is your vehicle. I'll treat it with love. Thank you for listening.